Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Rob. Hopefully, you can hear me today. I remember last week, of course, my settings get all screwed up. I don't know why. Quite a bit to cover today. I've been on fire. There's a lot of change and a lot of things going on, and I'm excited to bring a lot of it this week to you guys. Um, we'll give everybody a chance to come in that might come in. But as usual, I hope you're doing well for our usual Sunday morning chat. Every Sunday morning, I seem to come on, like, for who knows why at this point. Mm. I'll tell you, this Powerade stuff with no sugar is good. Very good. Hi, Rob. Loud and clear. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Play Till It Hurts. Hope you're doing well. Um, so where do we start today? Tomorrow, at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you will see an interview that I taped on Friday with Ronnie Renton from none other than Mantic Games. We were able to get him cornered down, and it was a really interesting interview. You'll get to see it. It'll be live, not live. It'll be on video form on Monday, and then you'll be able to hear it on the podcast. I'm going to stick it in the podcast for those of you that, because it's an hour long, you may not want to sit there for the video and watch it all the way through. But I also have an audio file for it, which I've got to download, that we'll put together for the podcast this Wednesday. So you get to hear it in two different forms. Um, it was very, very interesting. I wish we had a little bit more time. Believe me, it was an hour, and I think it was an hour and 5 minutes. His schedule is very, very tight, so I want to make sure that I got it in there. And I tried to get everything in there, and I didn't hold back. I called it as I saw it, and I try. The one thing that I think makes me a better interviewer than anything I do is that I try to put myself in everybody's shoes. I don't try to get these people on and go, oh well, you're wonderful and this, that, and the other. Um, and I try not to be that idiot that does things for shock value. Okay, but what I try to do is ask the real questions that you want answered. Why? One of the questions I asked, and I don't think anybody ever asked them. Okay, Mantic's been around for 15 years. He was with GW for 15 years prior to that. If you had to go back and start Mantic all over again, what is the one thing that you would change? Because there's been a lot of bumps and bruises, folks. We know. We're the consumer. I'm a consumer. I put out money for it. Okay? There's a lot of things I love about Mantic now. I mean, look at that. That's for Armada. I finally got my Bastilian Dictator together. So I'm going to be painting that. Which hopefully I can. We'll talk more about that very shortly. But I thought it was very, very. I asked a lot of questions, and we got a lot of answers. There were a couple other things I wanted to ask. I just didn't have time to. One of the things that I was really looking forward to maybe asking him was, with you have so many painters out there, great painters, great painting channels. A lot more than when I started. I was one of the few until a few things, and they all love GW. They're great models, no doubt about it. But the thing that always got me was I'm finding out that they paint it, but none of them play it. They'll talk about GW, they'll talk about games, they'll talk about this, that, and the other, what's going on in the industry, but none of them play the game. What does that tell you? I want to get his feedback on that. But, that was one of the questions I didn't get to ask. But we learned a lot of stuff. He talks about some of the stuff upcoming on Kickstarter, which I think you'll be very interested on, which I think is old news. But, he was nice enough to give us the time. Let him plug. Let him plug all day long. And I plug. And listen, I really think this is a company that is really headed in the right direction. And for a lot of us, we really need to take a second look. And I think that really works. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the channel and some of the things going on with me. Number one, every Wednesday, I have so much going on here. And you know what? I'm going to give everybody a little chance to come in because I don't want to repeat this twice. So I'm going to tell you a quick little story. If you go to Macari and put in Kill Team, the Queen is got more stuff up for sale. Okay, there's more games and there's more books and stuff like that. The reason is we went to go to our local flea market because we needed some vegetables, and the Queen saying I need to eat more vegetables, especially with my diabetes and everything that's going on with me. She just feels that, me staying on top of things is hopefully will help me feel better, because I'll be honest with you folks, I am in constant pain every single day. I mean, yesterday afternoon, I sat in my big easy chair. I could not move. This thing is taking a toll on me. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little while. But there was it's funny because on the inside of this flea market, there are nothing but booths. Okay. And it's your usual stuff. Okay. Who's selling, this, that, and the other. And, it's like little storefronts that they rent. But on the outside part and at the very end, it's anybody can go there and just get a booth. And it's kind of like a yard sale. So I was walking through the area and I saw a big, huge pile of white dwarfs. I said, "Oh, okay." And I said, "This is interesting. If you found this, what else could be here?" So I asked how much the white dwarfs were, and they were 50 cents a piece. So I grabbed like all of them, and I might, if I have some doubles and stuff like that, I might throw it in with some of the stuff. But I found a Kill Team Arena box, which was a promotional thing that they would have, like you would have leagues at your store, and they had the medals. Okay, it was bronze, silver, and gold. So we put those up on whatchamacallit. We're selling them fairly cheap. So I bought the box. I got it pretty cheap. There's little posters. I might throw some posters in. But they have the acrylic counters and some extra cards. Hold on here. I'm going to be completely unprofessional. Guess what? Nothing new. I'm going to be unprofessional. Shannon, how are you? Bo Paints Minis. How are you? Oh, my God, it's early. Oh, well, I do this every week early, Bo. Bro, you got to get up. Rob's probably been up since 3, but, I'll be honest with you. It's the weekend. I try to sleep till 5. So let me show you this. So they have these tactic cards and the acrylic counters. So they would hand those out, and you would play the arena battle. So those of you that have we're selling them like dirt cheap. I saw them on the internet. People were selling for like $15 for a set of 6 cards and the acrylic counters. We're selling them for, listen, $5 and barely anything for shipping. So I'll try to throw some extra stuff in for you. Maybe I'll throw in a sheet and a poster if I have it. And if I have some of these extra white dwarfs, I'll throw those in. So go check it out. Tiana64. You're still at work? Nice. That's being a champion. Working over the weekend. Look at you, Bo. That's my boy right there. Working like I do. 24/7. So take a look at that. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in, and then we'll address some of the unfortunate news. But listen. My wife calls me an effing warrior, which I get a kick out of. That's all I've been my whole life, honestly. But we're gonna fight. So I've been getting so much stuff, and things are picking up. I mean, remember, COVID was very, very tough for a lot of people, and a lot of people are turning around and really trying to make this year count. And there's a lot of stuff to cover this year. So instead of spreading it out, because believe it or not, I have videos made all the way up till I think it was April 20th, and I have to fit certain ones in. And so I'm kind of it's almost you're getting a video every day, and I apologize. Like I said, how can I've said this 1,000 times. How can you miss me if I never go away? And I think people will get bored of watching me. But I've got something almost every day. The only change that's going to be is I'm having some issues, so Wednesdays are going to maybe be a day off. Okay. We have but we have a podcast on Wednesday, so it's just too much, Rob, and I understand that, but I have a lot of things to cover, and I want to make sure that I do that. This week, there's a Kickstarter starting on the 28th for a very dear friend of mine, and I want to make mention of that here. You're going to want to take a look at Flying Pig Games. They're coming out with another. I love war games, and I know they don't do great on this channel because people aren't that interested. But something, some of these games are just a lot of fun, and we got a ton of stuff in from GW that we're going to be covering. Inferno, the Russian campaign, if you remember that from the 60s, and Vanishing Snakes. So I'm going to be covering all those. GW. Yeah, I wish they were good to this channel. GMT is so good to this channel, and I can't thank the Billingsleys enough for supporting this little itty bitty junky channel. It is what it is. It's not very professional, but we love GMT here, and they do a great job. But Flying Pig Games is coming out with a really great game. If you played 65, which is a Vietnam game that Mark Walker created, and I want to get you the right name of this because I don't want. Here we go. 85 Graveyard of Empires. The Kickstarter starts with Afghanistan Graveyard of Empires. Just after 65, which is a fantastic thing. Rob Moffat, there you go. That's what I was talking. Flying Pig has 85 coming up on Kickstarter, which I just said. Thank you, brother, for helping me out. I appreciate it, Mr. Moffat. You the man. 65 is so good. And if you don't have it, go over to Mark Walker's site, Flying Pig. Check it out. I'm a big fan of anything Flying Pig. It's just absolutely fantastic. And I'm not saying this because Mark's a friend and Herman Lutman's a friend. We're friends because they put out great games and I got in contact with them. That's why. And then we became friends after that. So, it's kind of funny when you develop a relationship with people. If they don't put out something good, like there've been a couple of things that come out that were kind of, and I just didn't do a video on them. Why? I didn't believe in them as much. And I pray that people don't get disappointed over that, or, meaning anybody from Flying Pig or any company I do. If the game doesn't hit me, that's okay. I can't like everything. All right, I'm not an infomercial. I tell you about things I believe in. And 85 Afghanistan Graveyard of Empires. First of all, he's always on time with his Kickstarters. Okay, if he says it's going to be out, it's going to be out. It really is. Alexis, GMT is good. I own Twilight Struggle and Imperial Struggle. Great games. But they do so much more. And Herman Lutman, if you saw the interview last week, what he's got coming out is fantastic. Plus what he's doing with Mark Walker. Plus what we might be doing, Herman Lutman and I, if I can get these rules kind of squared away. Which I plan on doing a live video of Fantasy World Creator using some of my own rules and seeing if I can kind of get something going a little bit. So we'll see where it goes. Flying Pig Games rocks. Yep. Rob, your channel rocks. You do an awesome job bringing the War Gamers info. I try to bring you true info, not a bunch of me clipping things or playing with tweezers. Okay, when I do a game, and there's a couple of war games I want to do. I've been itching to do on this channel. Hopefully, I'll have the time. Which if you noticed, I've been dedicating a lot more time to things and doing a better job with it. And I want to do more live plays because I want you to feel how it feels to play a game as not one of those grognard guys. Not that there's anything wrong with most of them. It's that little group, but that's in any gaming community. All right, you got a bunch of idiots. You know, we have a garrison up here. Okay, it's full of drama and idiots. Okay, they're upset with me. Why? Who knows? They just didn't, we didn't mesh together. And I said, something, I don't need this. And I've always tried to be nice to them, but, anytime they see me, they ignore me. It's because they've been doing it for like 16, 17 years, and they got like 4 people following them, and somehow I got 20,000. Why? Because I'm a genuine person. Okay? I don't try to claim how popular I am or who I know in this business. I get to know people as people. I've been very lucky. The Herman Lutmans, the Richard Launiuses, the Pete Shireys, the Tom Vassals. Okay, who sent me a very, very nice note the other day. I want to give a shout out to Tommy for really sending me it really meant a lot to me. He sent me a really nice note, and I responded back to him. And I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I wish I was still with the Dice Tower. Yeah, I really do. Out of all the things, if I could have done it over, I don't think I would have changed anything. But getting Miniature Market as a sponsor kind of forced me to leave, and I didn't want to leave. But what Miniature Market did for me was I was a miniature guy. And it put me in connection with more miniature things to do things on my channel. Did I love going down there once a month? Yeah. And listening to Tom, because, in all honesty, Tom is the most intelligent gamer I've ever met. Okay? And the way he runs his business, nobody else does that. Nobody else does that. This guy is, conventions, everything he does for you guys. There's a reason he's on top of the heap. Okay, there's a reason Rodney's on top of the heap and so far ahead of everybody else. Those guys are the corner, really keep gaming going. You take a look at the Dice Tower and what it's been able to do, the diversity, the different types of things that they cover. Just incredible. Just incredible. I hope everyone over at the Dice Tower are doing well. Loved watching them back in the day, but enough war game channels evolved. Tom and Z are great. Miss Sam. Yeah, I spoke to Sam not too long ago, a matter of fact. I shot him a note and I said, something, I miss hanging out with you. Because he and I were always roommates at Gen Con or any convention that we went to. And I miss Sam a lot. Sam Sam and I were very, very close. We used to do battling brushes. It's something that meant a lot to me. I just missed the camaraderie of being part of that channel, but it got too much. Also, my job got real busy, and it made it impossible to do certain things. To go down there once a month, like I used to, because I used to go down there. We used to film all kinds of stuff, and we would accumulate battling brushes, because he would paint one army, I would paint the other army. Then we would come together and play the game. Was my idea, by the way. Don't let Sam tell you anything else. And Sam always took the easier stuff. I always got stuck with the hard stuff. Yeah, Sam, I'm calling you out. I'm telling you how it really was. But listening and learning. This channel wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for Tom Vassell. I want to make sure that people know that in my heart of hearts. People think that I've had a massive problem with him. I think we disagreed on some things too. I saw different things that I was kind of like, and I kind of felt left out. And I think it was kind of selfish of me. Now that I think of it now, but I do miss spending time with them. And one of the things that we said to each other was we were looking forward to seeing each other again. And for me, that's nice. So I'm hoping that maybe I'm going to contact Tom. Dice Tower is in my backyard, the East Coast one. I'm going to see if I can go this summer and spend a few days, maybe see some of you there. I think I'll go get a ticket, and I think it'd be kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice. So I'm looking forward to it. It really depends how my health's going. So let's talk about it, okay? And I don't want to. I don't want any. Hope you feel better. No, I'm updating you because it affects the channel, and I want to explain how things are going to go. Excuse me for a second. Now, the first thing that I was leading into, but of course I got completely off subject, was war games. Saturdays are going to be war game Saturdays, and what that means is you're going to see videos about war games. I have a stack of videos that I have to put out, so I'm going to dedicate Saturdays. Every Saturday there will be a war game video. Okay, so we're going to set Saturdays aside for wargamings. Wednesdays, I really kind of dedicated to, I dedicated to painting. Now let's talk about that. Hold on, I want to read something here. I want to read some of your comments. I don't want them to get too far behind because you know I love you guys. I hope. Okay, I read Rob Moffat. Rob, boy, I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well, kid. Stacking Limit. That's a cool name. Hiya, Rob. How are you? And RPG Overviews. My name is Brandon, and I am friends with Richard and Pete. Well, so am I. Hope in your schedule you can make the trek to South Carolina, and we can meet and play some games together. Well, I hope so too, Brandon, because I've been promising those two I'd come up there for the longest time. My job is very, very demanding, and what I do for the government, the Department of Defense, it's very hard to get away. Even with all my health issues, I don't take days off. I push forward, what I do, I believe in, and you do the best you can. So, over the last couple of years, since I injured my arm and I tore my bicep playing with my dog, of all things, okay, bench press 600 pounds, not a tear, not an injury, nothing, okay, squat, all these other things. I reached my hand out for my dumb dog, who... You out cold? You alright? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Gabby, whenever I'm out here, is under the table with me and keeps me company. But I reached out and tried to get the ball from her, and my bicep tore. So we had the surgery. Then I had COVID. And something happened along the way that this mass formed between my lung, my rib cage, and is pretty much near my spine. and I've been in tremendous pain. I can't feel my hands, my shoulders throb, my body hurts. I become debilitated at times. Sometimes to get up every day, it's really hard just to take a step forward. But I do every day. And I think that's one lesson that I can tell you in life is, even though you don't want to, life has a way of punching you in the face, but you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep taking that step because they add up after a while and you'll get to your destination. That's pretty much how I live every single day. It has affected my painting to the point where my painting is like almost amateurish. I can't hold a brush very well. I can't do things very well, but I keep trying. We're having a little bit of an internet issue, so you're going to see a little bit of lag, but just bear with me. It passes. Starlink, what can I tell you? Another trial that we've been through. We're trying to get high-speed internet on a farm. Good luck. So, tomorrows are never guaranteed. I tell you that all the time. And I keep on trying to do my best of doing everything. So, my painting has just been like, I'm doing something for a game, Conquest. And you can see, I went for this really old antiquity look. It's undead Romans, basically, kind of the Old Dominion for Conquest. I really, really am excited about this game, and I can't wait to bring it to you. But I'm working on a whole bunch of that stuff, and it's just so hard. It's really hard, but I'm gonna press through. I want to do my Armada ships. As you saw, I did some GMT, not GMT, Cav. I'm doing, and I'm also doing some Star Wars stuff, which really just isn't. I try using the speed paints to try to help me a bit, but I'm really struggling because the pressure of the thing is. I just having a tough time. So we've been taking antibiotics, thinking that maybe we can shrink it. Maybe it's an inflammation because they haven't been able to figure it out. It doesn't look like it's that. It looks like it's probably something worse. And one of the things that the doctor said that they can't. It's dangerous to take it out. It could be because of where it is. So, do I go through the rest of my life like this? I don't know. We have the biopsy coming up. We have more CT scans and all this other stuff, but things are not looking great for me. So I'm just going to keep plugging forward and keep hoping for the best. And I find now, because of how much pain I'm in, that I spend more time out here to take my mind off things. And it's been great for the channel. Because I'm doing more and more stuff. You're going to see a video this week, which is kind of interesting. And I know I'm kind of segueing, but I'll come back to this. I don't know what the future holds for me. I'm going to fight and do the best I can. Okay? And I'm not telling you this for sympathy or subscriptions or anything like that. I tell people that are here because you're here, because you're always here. You're always watching the videos. You don't watch all of them. That's good. I don't want you getting sick of me. Listen, how many episodes of I Love Lucy can you watch? I always liked them, but sometimes you get tired and you want to move on to something else. Yeah, I'm dating myself. Okay, Modern Family, whatever it is. Okay, eventually it gets old and it gets canceled. Okay. And it's the same thing with this channel. I put out almost over 4,000 videos. You know how many people have come and gone? I try not to be tiring. I try to reinvent myself. One of the things that was taught to me by Tom, don't rest on your laurels. Doesn't matter how successful you are. always keep evolving. Look at what the Dice Tower does. They are always evolving, different people coming in, different outlooks, different things. But at the heart of it, it's always Tom. At the very center of it, the core, the thing that everything spins around is Tom. Brilliant. Brilliant. Learned so much from this man. Especially if you get to sit with him as much as I did and listen. Because I did listen. Yes, Tom, I listened. And I do take some of his things and I bring it here. Rob says, the only easy day was yesterday. Yeah, because tomorrows are tough. Your painting is what caught my eye way back on the Dice Tower years back. Man, you are an awesome painter. I was. It's scary and painful to hear you describe your condition. Best wishes to you. Well, thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. But that's not why I'm doing this. I'm letting you know that the painting videos on Wednesday, I think I'm going to just space them out a little bit because I'm going to try to take a slower look. And I've got some interesting things I'm going to be working on. And you do a good job reinventing yourself. Thank you, Shannon. I do. Because if I get tired and something gets old to me, then what is it to you? If I look like I'm not having fun, then, boy, do you really want to watch it? No. My son came out and started telling me about all the things that you need to do to make your channel popular. He says, Rob, Dad, you need to put yourself on the thumbnails. Your thumbnails suck. I know they suck because I'm not trying to lure people in. Okay? I do what I do, and if people want to watch it, that's fine. He goes, well, I know you hate when people do this or this. I do. It's stupid. He goes, but it makes people watch it, and you should have a picture of yourself, even if you don't want to make a face, because they go, gee, why does he look that way, and what's going on inside the video? I go, just. The thing that I hold my head up high about is integrity. And I don't sell out. Okay? I'm not some idiot that's going to make all kinds of stupid faces. No. I wish, I mean to get back with Helen, but I know how busy she is. And, she was doing all my thumbnails. Where at least they looked, we had a picture of the game and then, some kind of background. I like to go back to that. But my thing is putting out content and relying on my content to have heart. Okay? And if people see that, that's great. If people don't come to it, that's okay too. I don't worry about things, I'm not here to make money. Okay? If I did, I'd be plugging some patron. Okay? And things like that. We talk about our we talk about our Macari channel. Why? Because that money goes to charity. Okay? Anything that I've raised on here, anytime you guys hit that button and you get a Godzilla, well, guess what? That goes to charity. Okay? Have I taken some of it to pay for some paints? Absolutely. Because things are expensive, folks. It's tough running this farm, okay, and tough keeping up with this hobby. Hell, I spent a lot of money to bring you guys things to help you guys because I know a lot of you guys are having a tough time out there. Hairspray, howdy, Rob. Good morning. Good morning. Drew B. Dorf. Morning, Rob. Glad to catch your stream. God bless. Well, thank you, brother. And what I try to do is be sincere, because you'll figure it out. A lot of you don't figure out a lot of channels. I told you that, but I'm not going to go into that whole thing. That's not on me. That's on you. And if you want to keep on supporting these bad people, go ahead. But there's a lot of great people, and you're going to see them interviewed on this channel. I'm going back to doing interviews. Number one, I want to do them for the podcast, but I also want to show them here on the channel, because I think one of the best things that I've ever done was when I was doing interviews. And I've got a lot of people coming up on the channel for an interview. Geek Gamer will be here, which I'm excited about. I'm going to try to get Richard Launius on here for an interview. One of my favorite people to talk to. Beyond Solitaire, I asked Liz if she would come on. I may even, because he doesn't do a lot of interviews, neither one of them does, but I may reach out to Tom and Rodney, see if I can get them on. Because, boy, I got a lot of interesting questions for them. And people would like to hear me talk to them. I know that. I mean, do they need it? Do they have the time? No. They're very busy guys. Do I think they'll come on? No. But there's a lot of people in this industry that I want to get on here and have you see another side of them, not just sitting there cracking jokes and pretending like we both mean something, okay? Or me pretending, hey, I got a channel, you got a channel, look at us, let's talk about channels and how hard we work. No. Talk about some of the things and some of the insecurities and some of the things that you know, about the business and stuff like that. And take a different look at things. You know, why? Who are you? Why? What are the things what makes you who you are? And that's how I do things. And I don't have a script. You could check when I spoke with Ronnie Renton Friday, and make sure you check out that interview tomorrow. It goes live at 11 a.m. Mantic Games. I wasn't afraid to talk about GW, okay? And it wasn't that I was taking shots on him. I was talking about the cold reality. Okay? And that's what you have to do, because those are the things that you guys want to hear. Does it help you get behind a company? Yeah, sure. You know, after that interview, I can't help but say, hey, you know something? I'm behind you all the way. Because I believe in your mission. If you can sell me, then you can sell everybody else. Everybody needs to take a second look at things. Take a look at that. Take a look at my interview with Herman Lutman, where we just sat and talked. Okay? My friend. What can we tell you? How can we, you know, some of the things that we like and some of the things that we dislike. All right? You make a decision for yourself. And I think that's where you guys are going to see a lot of different things. I can't wait to get Deborah on. Because I wrote Deborah a very nice note, and I said, you know something? We should talk more. I want to be a very good friend to you. You know, I don't know how long I got. You know, plain and simple. But you know something? I know there's good people out there that all this wasn't in vain. Maybe somebody will look at this channel and go, you know something? This is something I want to carry on. You know? He inspired me. Maybe the next Rodney or the next Tom sees this and is inspired by this. If I can do that, well, you guys win. For me, that's what matters. Okay? Not my legacy. I don't care about my legacy. I'm a Mickey Mouse channel that is as unprofessional as they can be. Let me read some of these things here. Funny, I never looked at the thumbnails. LOL, says Play Till It Hurts. Thank God, because they suck. My son keeps telling me how I suck. Lord Gideon, happy to see you live and hanging out with you a bit. Well, thank you, my brother. Hairspray Geek Gamer is awesome. Would love to hear from her. Boy, you're going to, and I think you're really going to enjoy this. Rob Moffat. The thing that brings me to channels like yours is the people who create the channels. The content is great, but the people who create the content are inspiring. Play Till It Hurts says, love the interviews you do, Rob. Well, thank you, Play Till It Hurts. You know, Rob, you see, that's what I never wanted to be. I never wanted the channel to be about me. I wanted to be able to bring content that you go, wow, I didn't know that. Thanks for showing me that. Because I think if you outshine the product and you make it about you And some channels do. It's all about them, and it's not about the game. It's about that shock value that they can throw out. It's that shock value. Oh, I hate this, and this is stupid, and and this is a dumb company. You got one guy I know of that has made a living of just trashing things and getting you to watch out of shock value. Okay. And I've heard that when he goes to conventions, okay, channel does very well because of shock value. But when he goes to convention, nobody wants to talk to him. I'm sure people love what he does because people love drama. But I never wanted to be that. If I don't like something, I don't mind telling you I don't like something, but you could do it without hurting people. Because you know something? What I don't like, you may love. What's wrong with that? I have an old saying. A bad game, at the end of the day, is still a game. And it's a lot better than work. It's a lot better than a good day at work. Most of the time. Clyde says, sorry I'm late. You always go back and watch it. Nothing wrong with that. What time is it? 9 o'clock? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm making pretty good time. So there's a video this week that I want to talk about, and I want to make sure that you see it on Thursday. And I think you're going to be shocked at what happens. Because what I do here is I carry a certain amount of games here. But I also have, I pay for a ridiculously huge storage unit, okay, that I keep my 3,000 games in. Okay? So you're saying, okay, well, you're never going to play all those 3 games. You'd be shocked because I go back and forth and I look at things. I go, well, you know what? I'm going to pull that off the shelf and I'm going to mess with this. And I'm going to take things from here and bring them back there. Excuse me for a second. And I see things, I go, boy, I really want to play with this. And then there's some things I see in there, I go, something, I'm never going to play this. So let's put it up on Macari and find it at home where somebody can play with it. Okay? And we'll take the money and give it to charity. Because I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed with, the few people that will send me things. Not many, but they do. There are companies that, it's funny. I was at 19,000 something. You wouldn't hear from anybody. The minute you hit that 20,000 mark, all of a sudden I heard from a couple of companies, hey, we really like you to take a look at this. I go, really? Okay. Here's my address. And, number, I guess the number sometimes gets in somebody's head. But anyways. So I was looking through here and it was after my interview with Ronnie. We talked about something, and I'm not going to ruin it. Make sure that you see the video and then see the other video that comes on Thursday, because it all makes sense. Am I promoting a little bit? Yeah, okay. But just trust me on this. You make a great point there, Rob. I'll address that in a minute. So I really thought about it, and then I pulled this game out and I started playing it, and I went, oh my God. Ronnie's right. So I took everything I had for that game and a couple of other games, and I brought them to the storage unit. And I brought some other things in. Now, what did I bring in? I'm going to show you in a second. But it made me think, and I made a video about things that leave here and go into the storage unit and things that come back in here and what you can expect. And I think I'm going to do that every couple of weeks. Hey, this is going back to the storage unit. And why? And this is coming in, and why? So one thing I never had a chance to do, and we've been on this kick, we're trying to find better games to play, and I always hear how good Infinity is. Code 1 Operation Crimson Stone. So I pulled this out, and last night I was in a lot of pain, so I came out here and I put it all together. And I got everything spray painted, ready to be painted, and it's all metal, which is kind of cool. I like metal, And I put together all the really cool buildings with it. I mean, these are cool. And it just goes into here, and and it's a nice little starter set. Barricades and dice and stuff. I got to clean this all up. And I said, okay, I'm going to get this painted up. And guess what? Rob needs some sheds. Do you realize on this property, Clint, that I have 1, 2, 3? I have 3 sheds. 3 sheds. We have a farm. Cow equipment, this equipment, that equipment. I had to pay for a storage unit just to keep my games in. That's a whole different story. But I really saw this and I was interested. Last night when I finally stopped doing this, I went and I watched a couple of really good videos about this game, and I said, boy, this could be really interesting. Okay, let's see it all the way through. Another thing that I brought in here that I want to put together was Hit the Beach, the complete World War II starter set for Flames of War. Now, don't get me wrong. We will address Stalingrad with bolt action. Well, let's give me a little chance to get caught up here. So I'm sitting here putting things together, really enjoying what I'm doing. We're gonna, we got interviews with John from Talon Games. Also, I want to show you Cab. I want to show you guys a lot of things that you guys don't know about. Conquest. We're going to be talking about that. I did a video. This is a set I just brought in to go with the set that they sent me. They send me. What is it called? They sent me the 2-player starter set for Fire. Hold on here. First Blood, Fire. First Blood 2, okay? They send me that, and then I go out and spend another $300 on their stuff. So what does that tell you? Hit the Beach is a good game. Well, I'm looking forward to bringing it to you guys. And for those of you that don't know anything about Flames of War, I think it'll be a lot of fun. And isn't that what it's all about? Just having some fun? All right, let's do it, okay? Okay, Rob said something. Okay, trashing and shock value doesn't inspire me. People who share their knowledge and passion do. Exactly. And that's where the line is drawn. You see, there are people that'll go over that line and make it about them, okay? And fake passion and fake knowledge. And then there are people, you take Daniel from Dungeon Dive. You take Geek Gamer, Deborah. You take Liz from Beyond Solitaire. Okay, you take J-Play, Ricky Royal. I'm going to get Ricky Royal on here. That is one that is a must. And if I have to fly over to England and put him in a stranglehold, I will. I'm gonna get an interview with that guy for an hour, somehow, some way. That is one of my Grail interviews, because I don't think this guy gets the love that he deserves. Everybody I just talked to doesn't get the love that they deserve. And there's a lot of great people I want to interview, and I want to bring them to you in a way that, I feel that I'm at a point here that I can really do some good. And I think we can breach that. My son is coming. The guy that says my thumbnails suck. Hey, bro.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing? Come on in here.
Oh, okay.
Tell everybody how my thumbnails suck.
Unfortunately, you have to use your face in the thumbnail, whether it's... I don't like it, but that's what people expect to see at this point.
You're such a mark.
That's my opinion.
You are such a mark.
That's what the masses want these days.
Yeah. You're selling your soul, bro. You're selling your soul. You're selling your soul. I bet you you're going to go check out the girls?
Yeah, have you given them any green yet?
Folks, just give me a second because I have to update the child here on what has been done by his father. Oh, Calamar is another great one, so I didn't want to skip him. So they were full of flies,
I
And
sprayed them last night.
yeah, but Sarah was full of flies, so I sprayed her this morning. Go double check them. I had to change out and throw away the old sprayer,
Okay.
and I used a new sprayer, so I'll pick up another backup.
Okay.
I already given them. I fed them.
Oh, okay.
They're fed.
Okay.
But the hay's down,
Yep, I'll go take care of it.
and then you know where we want to put the new shed tomorrow.
Yeah.
That has a bunch of brush. Why don't you just throw that in the truck and dump it down at the dump?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you could do that pretty quickly, and that'll give us a break.
Yeah, sure.
All right, and then you got that guy coming at 12, so
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to do that because I don't know how long I'm gonna hold up today.
All right, I've got
I'm really hurting pretty bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it. It's all yours anyways if I kick off.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so let's get back to it. So, see, I pull back the curtain. I've never been afraid to pull back the curtain and show you what real life's about. And that's one thing that this channel's been about. You know what? I could sit here and do that plastic hair news, channel 10 news at 6 o'clock and give you, hey, stick around for the weather. You know, it's all bullshit, folks. Always loved the look of Infinity, but worried I couldn't do the minis justice. So I'm not going to be able to do them justice, but you know something? At the heart of things, if you're having fun, who gives a shite? May have to get one of those little boxes sets to give the game a go. Well, you know something, Clyde? That's why I do what I do, Clyde. You just summed up everything why I do. Because you're going to get to see me try it as a novice and go, wow. What do you think? That was kind of clunky, Rob. Or, wow, Rob, that looked like a lot of fun. I'm going to go get myself a set. It's going to be money very intelligently spent. There you go. That if I do that, then I've done my job here. My grandson's getting yelled at. Play Till It Hurts, Hit the Beach is a good game. Shannon Williams. Rob, do you know how I can get a copy of Dungeon Universalis and League of Dungeoneers? No. Dungeon Universalis, I think, still has something open. I think the pledge manager might still be open. League of Dungeoneers, they're supposedly from Michael. They've gotten so many requests. Thanks to videos from myself, from Daniel, from Deborah, that what they're looking to do is have another Kickstarter for second printing. So you can get it that way. Caesar, good morning to everyone, he says. Felipe, hey Rob, nice to see you. You should get Kalmar and talk about dungeon crawlers. You know, that would be a great grab if I can grab him. Another guy I like to get on here. Rob Moffat, Clyde, Adam Whitehead. A bit behind, but regarding thumbnails, Dice Tower does just fine without slapping their faces all over their thumbnails. Yeah, they got cool little dice things, which are really cool. DF, hope you feel better, Rob. Well, thank you. We'll see. Love your channel, your blue-collar ethic, and your kind disposition. Well, thank you. Yeah, boy, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, blue-collar. Just the way my father was. My father was a cop for a lot of years. Just blue-collar worker. My whole family, we worked very hard. Served. Lord Yavi. Hello, Rob. Well, hello. Whew. Let's see. How are we doing here for time? 55 minutes. Okay. Wow, I got everything in, almost in, too, which is really, really good. So a lot of really things that I'm looking forward to. John Kolaski from Monster Fight Club. He has a long history in the biz. Very enthusiastic guy. Loads of stories. I've never heard of him. I don't know him. I'll check him out. All right. I'll take a look. And if it's somebody that interests me, yeah, I don't want to get somebody that's not going to interest me either. I have people that I want to get inside their heads a little bit, and there's also companies that I have a very, very, I mean, who wouldn't want to score the interview with GW? You'll never get it. Nobody will ever get it. Well, maybe somebody will someday. But boy, just to say, what are you guys doing? Tell us what goes through your head. Boy, would that be a thing? More Cav? Yes, more Cav coming. I have an interview with John that I'm going to be doing that you'll hear on the podcast. I'm going to try to get John sometime this week. I actually text him my number so we can actually get together and, number one, do the interview. Number two, after I do the interview, I'm going to start the rules videos and then the playthrough, because we did the painting. I may do some more painting because I put together some more units. But I want to get the basics, and I want to get a good rules video out there. So you guys get a good feel of what this game's about. And I want to keep it where it's nice and short, to the point, and smart. I find it funny that when you call your painting amateurish, it's still leagues better than mine. Well, in your eyes, Moondoggy. Okay? Because nobody's ever happy with their painting. There's professionals that do stuff and go, well, something I didn't do a good job on that, and it's light years ahead of yours. If you're ever satisfied with what you do, then you might as well just dig the hole yourself and throw yourself in it and let somebody throw the dirt on you. Okay? We strive for perfection, but can never achieve it. But we try to come as close as we can. That is inner drive. That's heart. And I think we all, a majority of us, have that. I have to get a hold of Geek Gamer's RPG solo book. Yeah, I got to take a look at that as well. And I really feel that that is a book that I want to talk to her about. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking offline this week, just as friends, and then we're going to set up when we're going to do the interview. And I've got so many interviews to do, believe it or not. I think Monday, if I could, I'm going to try to make an interview Monday. I'm getting so busy now. Eventually, things will back off a bit where I can back off on videos. But right now, I just have so many things going on that I really want to get a lot of stuff up for you guys, and it's important stuff to me. It's like, wow, this is really cool. You guys need to see this. Oh, hey, I talked with this person. You need to see this. Like Ronnie Renton's interview tomorrow is glorious. I really like it. And I think I don't credit myself for a lot of things, but I will tell you this. I can talk, and I don't need a script. I don't need notes to go, well, here's a question for you. I try to talk to people the way you would talk to them, and I think it really, really works. And if I can keep on doing it, the minute I find somebody I can't talk to, maybe it's time to hang it up, and not do the interviews. But I'll tell you this much. I can talk to everybody till the cows come home, tell stories, all kinds of stuff. And if you just sit back, those of you that have listened to the podcast, okay, I'm 13 episodes in. Tell me when I shut up. I try to shut myself up so I don't give too much. Ronnie always gives a good interview. He loves his stuff, and games like us, and it shows. Yes, and something, I think I took a different turn with him on that, because you could just go, oh, what are you doing? What are you playing? No, I took a different turn, and I said, hey, man, what's going on here? Because let me tell you what happened to me, and I would, and then I go, all right. You put this on, it's a very different look at him, and I let him talk, because usually, unfortunately, I tend to talk a little bit too much. But I think there were just a lot of things that you needed to learn about Mantic. Okay, the struggles, you know, some of the decisions, why, where you go from here, how, how do you recover from this, how do you bring people back, because and I gave this example, and I want you to really think about this, and I'm not blowing the interview because the interview stands on its own, but you know something, and I said this to Ronnie exactly, and I said, Ronnie, if GW is a giant tree, huge tree, okay, that they have cultivated over the years and watered and tendered and so forth, and then all of a sudden they stopped watering it, which is pretty much what's happened. They stopped watering the tree, okay, because the tree's big. Oh, look at our tree; it's huge. It stands on its own. It still needs water, folks, to survive. And all the acorns in different areas start falling off. Okay? When those acorns hit the ground, is it an opportunity to rake those acorns in? Or are those acorns so spread out that maybe you get some of them in and they never get together? And what I mean by that is that, when somebody goes, oh, I've had it with GW, and then they find Mantic, okay? What do they do from there, folks? What do they do from there? Oh, this looks like a great game. Who plays it? And you look around, and there's not a lot of people that you can find to play it. You can always find people that play GW. But even that's starting to get a little weird, too. So how do you recover from that? And his answer, well, you'll have to see on the interview. But it's questions like that. I'm not afraid to ask the hard question, but respectfully, not being an elitist, but as a fan, because I am a fan of Mantic. Because I look around here, I got Star Saga. Yeah, you know what's killing me? I want to get Dungeon Saga back. I painted it and gave it away for charity, and took the money, and and I knew I was going to get a good dime for it, and we support a lot of cancer, cystic fibrosis, and of course, oh God, I just can't think of the other charity that I support, that I'm a big supporter of. But we wanted to make sure that we gave a good amount of money this year, because every year we try to give what we can. And I said, well, there's so many dungeon crawls, and now I'm regretting it. And now I'm just going to buy it and bring it back in like a moron. But in the court, we've got videos about Tuesday. Tuesday is a video. There is a Kickstarter coming out. If you love core space, oh my goodness, folks, March 15th. Just wait. Something special's coming, folks. You're going to lose it. I'm telling you. You're going to lose it. Stick with me. Watch these videos. I'm just cranking videos out like a machine. As a matter of fact, after I get off here, I've got to edit a bunch of stuff that I did yesterday, too. So, we got more videos coming this week. More. And I've got to get this Infinity stuff going. And it's a great time. It's a great time. Maybe I should get sicker, because I'll do even more. Who knows? Ahem 520. Just now getting here. Morning, Rob. Oh, good morning. And I'm just leaving. So, I'm going to take a swig here. Guys, once again, it was another fun vlog podcast. And like I said, I'm in for a fight. I'm going to do the best I can. We'll see how it plays out. Am I scared? Yeah. If I told you I wasn't. But I'll face it the way I face everything in life. Okay? With heart, grace, and a wonderful community that I will continue to play to until I can't. And I think that's the best thing I can tell you. That's the best I can tell you at this point. We're going to do our best with painting these guys because these guys deserve a great paint job. This Infinity stuff. Boy, if I really like this, we're going to run down that rabbit hole, aren't we? But the Crimson Stone, this was fun to put together, and it really helped me when I wasn't feeling good yesterday. And then we got more Armada that we're going to be doing, and Cav, and Battletech, and Frosthaven, and Star Saga, and also Librarians. Wait till you see that video. Make sure you check out that card game, Librarians, from my good friend at Epic, Everything Epic Games, Chris Bartolus. Very, 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 very good game. I still got to do Undaunted, too. Ugh. Video after video. All right, listen. I love you all. I hope this answers a lot of questions. We'll be back next week with another. Every Sunday morning, I try to be live here with you guys, okay? I love you all dearly, okay? I can't thank you enough for your support, your kindness, okay? Being a part of this channel, helping us get over 20,000. Who knows? Maybe we can someday get up to 25. I doubt it. I'm happy where I am. Okay. And I hope, if you like what I do, you subscribe. If you don't, just watch. It's fine with me. Either way. Hit the like button. I guess it helps. Who knows? That's like on podcast. I scratch my head. I really scratch my head because they say, you need a 5-star review because it's going to help your podcast. Okay, how? Because I don't even know what I'm doing on the podcast. I'm supposed to turn all these things on. I have no idea. Nothing. But I do the podcast. It's fun. I get to talk, which I'm very good at. I don't shut up. I love you all. We'll see how it goes. Again, the pain is just... So I'm going to do the best I can to get all this stuff going. I'm going to try to tape some of this as I paint it. I don't even know what scheme I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do what's on the box. We'll see how I hold up. Boy, this table's a mess. How can you have a 10-foot by 20-foot table completely filled with game stuff? I guess I can. Richard Mason, you're on a roll, Rob. 25K is totally within reach. I doubt it. Cake Scouts, Clint, Shannon, Clyde, Alexis, Play, Hairspray, Ahem, Clyde, Rob. Listen. James, Moondoggy, Lord, DF, Adam. Boy, a whole bunch of you. Thank you so much for watching. Caesar, Felipe, all these wonderful people that show up every week. I want to thank you so much. And until next time, it's your old pal Rob saying, hopefully I'll see you during the week with a live play. Wouldn't that be cool? Make sure you check out all the great stuff that we got going this week. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.